Hi, my name is Jeff Dimmick, and today I'm going to talk about how to pass the ticket through an SSH tunnel. We'll be covering how to pass golden and silver tickets. I've written an accompanying blog post, which is linked in the description below. To demonstrate this attack, I've set up the following lab. There's a Windows host on the right and an attacking host on the left. These two hosts are in different filtered subnets and cannot communicate directly. However, the Linux host in the middle is connected to both subnets. This demo assumes that we have already gathered the required trust material from the Windows host and domain. It also assumes that we have unprivileged SSH access to the Linux host. To perform the attack, we will establish an SSH connection with the Linux host and use a combination of proxychains and the impacket library to route the SMB and Kerberos traffic over a SOCKS proxy on the SSH connection. This video doesn't go into detail about what golden and silver tickets are or how they're useful to an attacker. For more details about how this all works under the hood, check out Sean Metcalf's blog, adsecurity.org. First, we'll cover golden tickets, or forged TGTs. If we ls the impacket library's examples directory, we'll see ticketer.py. This will create our golden ticket for us. Provide ticketer the target domain's curb TGT hash, the domain SID, the domain FQDN, and the user we want to impersonate. This will create a Kerberos Ccache file. We need to assign that file's absolute path to the variable krb5cc_name. This will let us use the TACK-K, or Kerberos authentication flag, with the impacket tools we'll be using. We'll echo the variable to ensure it was set properly. We need to modify the etc hosts file to add entries for the target domain's FQDN and the target host's NetBIOS name. Double-check your proxychain settings by opening etc proxychains.conf. Validate the port that proxychains will set its SOCKS proxy up on. In our example, we're using port 1337. Now, SSH into the Linux host with the flag TACK_D and the proxychains port that you configured. This will create a SOCKS proxy that routes any proxychains traffic through the SSH tunnel. We validate that everything is working by running an nmap TCP connect scan against port 445 on our target host without proxychains, which comes back filtered, and then again with proxychains, which comes back open. The last step before we launch is to ensure our host's time is synced up with the time on the target domain's DC. The attack won't work if the time drift exceeds 5 minutes. We can check the DC's time with proxychains, net, time, TACK_S, and the IP or the host name of the DC. We can then set our time to match the DC with proxychains, net, time, set, TACK_S, and the IP address or host name. Now we're ready to launch. We'll use impacket's psexec.py tool to get a command prompt on the target host. The syntax is proxychains, psexec.py, the target username, target hostname, and TACK-K for Kerberos authentication, and TACK-NO TACK-PASS to prevent psexec from prompting us for a password. We hit enter, let psexec do its thing, and then we have a command prompt. We can validate that we have a working session on the host by running ipconfig. Next, we'll cover silver tickets, or forged TGSs. Ticketer doesn't currently support silver ticket generation. Our best bet is using Mimikatz' Kerberos module to generate the silver ticket on a Windows host. This host doesn't need to be connected to the target domain. To generate the ticket this time, we'll need a target user, domain and host FQDN, the domain SID, the service we want to authenticate to, and the target's machine account NT hash. Since Silver tickets authenticate a user to a specific service, we'll need to generate a ticket for each service that we want to connect with. In this example, we'll use CIFS to authenticate to the target host's SMB service. Mimikatz outputs a .kirby file. Since the impacket tools we're using take a Ccache file, we'll need to convert the ticket. Luckily, we don't need to look any further than Kikyo. In Kikyo, the syntax to convert the ticket is misc, : convert, Ccache, and the path to the ticket we want to convert. We can optionally convert multiple tickets by using the syntax misc, convert, Ccaches, plural, and the ticket's paths. Move the resulting Ccache file to our attacker machine. We repeat the same steps as in the golden tickets to set the KRB5 CC name variable. We need to modify the etc hosts file to have the FQDN of the target host rather than the NetBIOS name. Re-establish the SSH tunnel with the TACD flag and validate connectivity with Nmap over proxychains. Now we're ready to launch. The syntax for using psexec with silver tickets varies slightly from the golden ticket syntax. We need to provide the FQDN of the target host. We enter proxychains, psexec, target username, @target host FQDN. We also specify TACK and TACNO TACPass. Hit enter and we get a session on the target host. An interesting side note when using both of these attacks is that we can use a non-existent username or a username with no administrative rights for up to 20 minutes. Active Directory won't validate the ticket for 20 minutes. And that's it. How to perform the pass the ticket attack over an SSH tunnel. I'd like to say thanks to the folks at Core Security, Benjamin Delpy, Sean Metcalf, and Chris Gates, whose research I referenced while working on this. For more detailed information about these techniques and other Red Team focused posts, check out my blog at bluescreenofjeff.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope it's helpful.